Hello, virtual village hall subscribers. My name is Rowan and I'm going to be doing some poems at you for the next 15 minutes. And this first one, I guess, is a sort of post-lockdown poem. I guess maybe you're going through a similar thing at the minute. As things start to reopen, I found myself going back to visit businesses and do things like that. But I suppose even though things are reopening, it's not quite the same, is it? Things are still a little bit strange, and I guess maybe they might never be the same. So this is a poem about that, I guess, and it's called Helvellyn. I don't know what I was expecting from a romantic mountain climb post-lockdown. Seclusion, maybe. Just the two of us. Away from the fear of bumping shoulders with strangers. The unknowable terror lurking around every corner of the city, but standing at the base of Helvellyn, mid-August, it is crystal clear that whatever it was I was expecting, this is definitely not it. This place is busier than it's ever been in its 450 million year history. There is a queue for the top, an actual queue, an endless procession of waterproofs and walking sticks stretching up the zigzag path, making multicoloured ants that twist around the peak like sprinkles on a Mr. Whippy. It is packed, Christmas window packed. Not exactly the relaxing experience I had planned, and I might as well chuck that OS map I rushed the millets to buy. It's going to be a veritable conga line to the top, and I know it's antisocial to say, but I just wish they could have picked any other day. We'll find a place at the end of the queue. Take cubic rock after rock in time, keeping distance from those in front while stopping every minute to let over-keen climbers squeeze past on the narrow track, overtake us with an awkward thanks, then carry on. 10 minutes later, we pass them again, perched on a boulder, catching their breath. And 5 minutes after this, when we stop for water, they overtake us a second time. Soon, we find ourselves in a rhythm of overtaking each other. I notice the same faces. The couple from London, serious walkers on the lookout for birds of prey. The group of older friends from Yorkshire, cracking wise, all banter. The family with the spaniel who seem to spend the whole trip discussing the benefits of carbohydrates. We pass each other again and again and again. Sometimes we smile. Sometimes just carry on. It takes its toll, the climb. Near the top, I pass the Yorkshire crew. A lady with a head in her legs, dripping sweat. This will not beat me, she wheezes. I will not let this beat me. And it doesn't. She gets up, follows just behind till we reach the top. A pilgrimage, now 200 strong, crowded at the summit, saluting the sky. We have each proved you can overcome something today. We catch our breath, find seats on rock, watch clouds float beneath our feet. Two ravens dancing in mid-air, and below them, the microscopic veils and edge of Lake Thirlmere. I am suddenly aware of how small we are, all 200 of we, of how this place remains unchanged by any pandemic, unswayed by any recession. And if I was blown off the face of this mountain, the only thing left to prove I even existed would be people. Would be these people. A man comes over to us. He has lost his OS map. He's unsure of the best way back. I don't feel scared about lending it to him anymore. In fact, right now, I don't feel scared of anything at all. There we have it there. Poem about a very, very busy mountain. I should say, I'm broadcasting here from my house in Newcastle. Obviously, this isn't a real village hall, as I'm sure you've probably gathered already. But I thought I'd try and make it a bit more like a village hall. I've got some tea here, you know, an essential in a village hall. I've also got one of them thumbtacks that you use to put on a corkboard notice board. And also I've got this picture of a cat on a stick. I don't know, I thought it was a bit crafty. Maybe makes it a bit more village hall-y. I'm going to do one next. I guess it put us in the mind to want to do it because I know that young people have been having their results back at the minute, and I guess starting to think about what they're going to do with the rest of their life in these kind of scary and strange times that we're in. And I guess it's really important to think about what you want to do with your life, but also I'm still not sure if I really want to know what I would want to do with my life. And you know, I've had a go of thinking about it a few times, but sometimes it can be complicated, especially when things like this happen. This is called Careers Day. I never had a dream job. Couldn't decide. My mum asked us what I wanted to be frequently. It seemed a big commitment. Fireman, doctor, policeman, astronaut, lawyer, politician, none of them really fit. Nothing did. Till Tuesday, year 9, Miss Espinosa's class. See, the career service had this computer program which factored in every element of your personality, hobbies, interests, academic ability, and once it had been processed, it would reveal to you your perfect career. And today was the day we got the results. Can you imagine my excitement as I held that envelope, knowing within its folds lay the map of my entire destiny, the blueprint for everything I would achieve, every challenge, every victory. I tore it open. Dear Rowan, it said, thank you for taking part in the Careers Decision Program. We have studied all of the data, and I can now confirm that the ideal career for you is motorcycle courier. A motorcycle courier? Yes. I mean, it was unexpected. But the more I thought about it, the more I realised this was perfect. Leather jacket, Levi jeans, weaving between traffic in busy metropolitan streets. I'd have a studio apartment, an espresso machine, play saxophone part-time in a jazz quartet, the wind on my cheeks, a grip on the handlebars, worlds from the bigwig suits and the eternal hamster wheel race. This was my ride out of this place. I ran home, desperate to share the incredible news. Ma'am, I am going to be a motorcycle courier, I cried. No, you're blummin' not, she replied. So, this next poem I want to do is, I guess about something, again, that's been in the news recently. I'm sure you're familiar with the discussion and the footage at the minute of refugees risking their lives to cross the borders and cross the channel to get into Britain to find a safe refuge at the minute. And I've been following it and feeling, I guess it's moved us on a bit of a personal level at the minute. Last year I had the honour and the privilege really of working with an organisation called Migrant Help, and I went to visit some refugees who had been housed in Kent, and I met the families, and I wrote them some poems about whatever was important to them. And one of the people I wanted to tell you about was a young woman called Nua, and she told us a story about what she was planning to do with her life, and it goes like this. She sat at the back of the architecture class, a film without any subtitles. This isn't English or French or Arabic, it's a torrent of technical terms spraying from the lecturer's lips. An alien transmission, seemingly designed to be as confusing as humanly possible. She pulls out a pen, takes a deep breath, reminds herself this is just another step. In Syria, she studied by candlelight. The shadows danced across the plastered walls, bounced onto pages, made facts hard to explain. Later, when the bombing started, she learned too much, and day after day how a street can decay, how a home can hollow out, the way foundations rest on something less predictable than the ground. She flew to the UK with a faith that over rubble there is always space to rebuild. On her student card is the name Noor. She'll tell you it's impossible to forget because it means light, and without light, there can be nothing. When she applied, they asked her why she wanted to study architecture. She told them she had been studying it for as long as she could remember. Okay, so I'm gonna do one more poem, and I'm gonna leave you. Just before I do, I was gonna say if you're interested in finding any more of my stuff, you can go to rowanthepoet.com, or I am on Facebook as well as Rowan McCabe Poet, or you can get us on Twitter at Rowan McCabe. The last one I'm gonna do it's a true story, right? I have to stress that before I do it, because whenever I share this poem, there's always at least one person who doesn't believe it really happened. It did, honestly. What you're about to hear really did happen. It happened in Newcastle, where I live, where I am now. It happened in a suburb called Heaton, which is very near the city centre. It's not in the countryside, right, which is important for reasons which I'm about to explain. So I'll leave you on this one. Thanks very much. It's been lovely to have a chance to share some stuff. The past 3 poems are pretty new as well, so it's been really nice to get a chance to share them with you. Do let us know what you think as well in the comments, but I'll leave you on this one for now. Thanks for listening. Cheers. What I saw that day was very difficult to explain. Nothing quite compares to the image of a deer running into a license plate shop. I thought it was a dog as it shot across the busy road, causing a white van to screech to a stop, but no, this was an actual deer in a busy inner city suburb, bolting towards the glass door, pushing it open with its horns, stumbling inside. I remember getting off my bike. I remember rushing over to the window, peering in. The deer pogoing around the small square of floor, the license plates on the walls, the shopkeeper behind the counter, frozen in disbelief, his big toe standing on a very sharp pin. A boy and girl of about my age ran over. I remember saying something like, maybe we should phone the RSPCA, and the girl suggested she call the police. I'll never forget the sound of that voice. Hello, basically this deer's just gone pure akka and ran into a license plate shop in Heaton. There was a very big pause. The emergency services were on the way. I tried to explain the situation to the frightened shopkeeper from outside, but it's hard to mime something specific like that. I thought about going in, but it looked busy enough in there already, and I was worried I might let the deer out anyway. That it would run crazed and startled back into the traffic. I'd never been this close to a deer in real life. It was at the door now, gazing at us with eyes like dark sides of the moon. It began frantically trying to escape. charging into the glass over and over and over. It bust its nose. A brush leaving a thick stroke of blood. I felt every single thud. What exactly does one do when a deer runs into a license plate shop? What is the protocol for this scenario? I looked around, the boy, the girl, the shopkeeper. Nobody had the answer. So we all just watched it happen. As the rescue team arrived, I realised we are all deer, perpetually running into license plate shops of our own making. We are bears in office blocks, giraffes in porter cabins bluffing it, but sooner or later, we're going to take the wrong turn. Get trapped in something we can't possibly understand. Seize up in the headlights, or run desperately into the glass. Thank you very much for listening, guys. Cheers. I'll see you later.